Hi, this is Mrs. Kalinicki. We're going to go over your review sheet for your quest on Monday. Yes, I know, Joe. It's a quest, which is short for a test and a quiz. Hey, where's Vanessa? Oh, okay. Thanks. Number 1, identify the like terms in this expression. All you're doing is telling me which ones of these are like terms. Alright, so on this first line, let's start off with 21x. What is a like with 21x? Negative x. Don't forget the negative sign. And if I had to put a number in front, I'm going to use the number 1. So these guys are alike. What else is alike? Oh, well, I have a positive 6 here and a negative 5. I can combine those two, so those are like terms, 6 and negative 5. On your test, you will have something like this, being able to identify which ones are alike. So the like terms are going to go on the same line. Number 2, simplify the expression. Okay, so simplifying just means write it in a different way. Well, if you notice, there is a property at work here. Right here where this 2 is. This 2 should give you a hint, and the parentheses should give you a hint. It is the distributive property. I'm going to have to do 2 times 3x and 2 times 4. Now, Chris, I know you know what this is. 2 times 3x, 6x, 2 times 4, that's an 8, and it's a positive 8. And I'm just going to rewrite plus 5. Alright, Noah, what do we do now? Yep, we're going to combine these like terms. 6x plus 13. And that will be my final answer. 6x plus 13. Alright, next question. Number 3, evaluate. Lena, this is your favorite. Evaluate each expression when x is 1/3. So every time I see an x, I'm going to substitute in 1/3. But I can't just stick it in by right next to the 3. I have to use, you got it, Anthony, parentheses. 3 times 1/3. This is actually a property as well. Jake, how can I multiply these? I have to change 3 to look like a fraction. I'm going to change it into 3 over 1. I'm going to multiply that by 1/3. This is one of our properties. I get 3 over 3, which reduces to what, Jess? That's right, 1. So 3 times 1/3 equals 1. Anybody know what property that was when I'm using the reciprocal? That's right, Kevin. It's the multiplicative inverse property. Okay, and there's another question here. Negative 5 times x. So again, I'm going to write my negative 5, but instead of replacing x with 1/3, 1/3 inside parentheses. Alright, there we go. Alright, Demetrius. How do I change 5 into a fraction again? And put it over 1 times 1/3. This one's not a property. I just have to multiply across. Negative 5 times 1, negative 5. 1 times 3, that's 3. And I'll just leave it like that. Okay, final answer, negative 5/3. Number 4 says, find the difference. Difference means subtract. We have to go to our subtraction rules. Who remembers the subtraction rules? Anthony, L, C, you got it. Okay, leave, change, and inverse. Jake, how do you inverse this? Negative 2 becomes a positive 2, and this positive 2 becomes a negative 2. Here we go. Now I just have to combine like terms. I like to circle or box the like terms personally. Alright, here's n. What is that alike with? Christy, what's it alike with? You got it. Positive 2n. 1n plus 2n makes 3n. And I know you're really good with these. Kevin's going to tell me. Negative 8 combining with a negative 2. Same signs add. And keep the sign. 3n minus 10. Final answer. Why can't I combine these like terms? Can't combine them because they're not like terms. They don't have the same variable, letter, and they don't have the same exponent. Alright, next one. Factor out the coefficient. Factor. This is what we learned yesterday. Here's how we did it yesterday. We wrote each term with an equal sign. And then I always started with the smaller number. How do I get 6? Well, I can get 6 by doing 3 times 2, or 6 times 1. I want to get the biggest number possible, so I have 2 times 3, or I can pick 6 times 1. Well, I'm going to look at these numbers and decide, starting with the highest number, can this number go into 12 evenly? Well, yeah, it can. I can represent 12 by 6 times 2. And I can represent this 6 times 1 times z. My final answer is negative. So I just have to stick that negative sign in wherever I want. Let's stick it right next to the 1. I don't want to stick it next to the 6 because then they would not be like. That's not what they have in common if I make it a negative 6. Alright, just erase this stuff. Alright, rewriting this as my final answer. I'm going to write it as a distributive question. The 6 is going to go on the outside of a set of parentheses. What's left inside? I have negative 1z on the left side, and I have left over 2 on the right side. The operation will stay the same. Final answer is 6 times negative 1z plus 2. And again, I can check to make sure my answer is correct by distributing. 6 times negative 1, negative 6z. 6 times 2, that's positive 12. So I did it right. Good. And lastly, number 6, complete the equation and identify the property used. 4 plus negative 4. If you're using your rules, you got it, Lena. That's different sign subtract. So 4 minus 4 is actually going to get you a 0. Now, does that mean this is the 0 property? No. I'm adding the opposite. That is the additive inverse. I'm going to type this one because my handwriting's not great on this smartboard. Alright, additive inverse. I'm adding the opposite and I'm getting 0. Alright, thanks for watching. Get back to work. What you're going to do now is you're going to do the back of your worksheet independently, and you're going to watch the second part of the video to go over the second part of the worksheet. Thanks for watching. See you later.